Have you ever felt like the whole world was against you, like you were just a small boat tossed around in a huge, stormy sea? That's exactly how Lucy Moro felt for most of her life. Imagine this. Your father is on death row, convicted of a crime that shattered your family. Every single day is a countdown, a mix of hope and absolute dread. This was Lucy's reality. She, her sister Martha, and her little brother were constantly on the move, living out of an RV, traveling from protest to protest. Their mission? To fight against the very system that held their father's life in its hands. It was a life of quiet desperation, punctuated by brief, flickering moments of hope during courtroom battles. Then one day, amidst the noise and the signs and the anger of a protest, Lucy met Mercy Bromage. At first glance, they couldn't be more different. Lucy, a nomad shaped by grief and injustice. Mercy, a lawyer, polished and principled, from a family that believed in the system. She supported capital punishment, seeing it as the ultimate form of justice for victims. Lucy saw it as the ultimate failure of justice. They were on opposite sides of a deep ideological canyon. But sometimes a single look is all it takes. A shared glance, a small, almost imperceptible smile. An invisible string pulled them together, and neither one of them could explain why. Their first conversations were like a dance, cautious and tentative. Lucy had built walls around her heart. Trust was a luxury she couldn't afford after a lifetime of betrayal and loss. But Mercy was different. She was captivated by Lucy's raw honesty and the fierce passion in her eyes. There was an electricity between them, a quiet storm of attraction and unanswered questions. They started talking, really talking, late into the night. They shared broken pieces of their pasts, revealing vulnerabilities they'd kept locked away from everyone else. And then it happened. Away from the chanting crowds and the critical eyes, in a quiet, stolen moment, the spark ignited. A simple touch of the hand lingered a little too long. Fingers brushed, and finally a kiss. It was soft at first, full of questions, but it quickly deepened into something more. That kiss wasn't just about desire, it was about recognition. It was two souls, both weighed down by their own private pains, finding a safe harbor in each other. As their physical connection grew, so did their emotional bond. Lucy finally had someone she could tell about the suffocating fear of her father's impending execution, the helplessness that had been her shadow since childhood. And Mercy, in turn, confessed her own doubts. She started questioning the black and white world she'd always believed in, wrestling with her conscience and the expectations of her family. They found a profound understanding in each other that went far beyond their political beliefs. Their love was being built on a foundation of empathy, shared vulnerability, and the sheer guts to face the world together. Of course, it was never going to be easy. Their fundamental disagreement was a constant, humming tension beneath the surface. Every intimate moment was a rebellion against a world that said they shouldn't be together. Friends and family on both sides were skeptical, even disapproving. Their own insecurities would sometimes bubble up, creating moments of doubt and distance. But with every kiss, every quiet touch, every whispered secret, their bond grew stronger. They were two people defying their circumstances, finding a small, brilliant light in each other when everything else was shrouded in darkness. The tragic story of Lucy's father became the very backdrop of their love story. Those late-night drives in the RV turned into confessionals. Quiet evenings in the cramped camper were filled with unexpected laughter and tender touches. Stolen kisses in the dim light were like tiny anchors in a chaotic world. Every scene showed that love, even in the middle of a nightmare, could be a sanctuary. As the execution date loomed closer, the pressure became almost unbearable. Lucy was staring into an abyss of heartbreak and fear, and Mercy, despite her own internal battles, never left her side. She was a steady, calming presence in the middle of the hurricane. Their love was being tested in the most profound way imaginable. The day of the execution was a brutal, devastating blow. The final appeal failed, and Lucy's world collapsed. The grief was immense, a physical weight that threatened to crush her. But Mercy was there. Her presence didn't erase the pain, but it was a powerful reminder that even in the deepest sorrow, love could offer solace. It was a hand to hold in the darkness. After the worst had happened, their relationship faced a new test, healing from a distance. Lucy needed space to rebuild, to forge a new future for herself and her family. Mercy, shaken by the experience, also made a change. She walked away from her old life, leaving behind a past relationship and the heavy expectations of her family. For months, they were apart, connected only by the memory of their bond and a deep, unspoken longing. But some connections are too strong to be broken by time or distance. Fate, or maybe just their own enduring love, brought them back together. Their reunion wasn't some grand, cinematic moment. It was quiet. It was real. It was a simple, unspoken acknowledgement that what they had was worth fighting for, that their bond had survived the fire. Their love was transformative. For Lucy, it was learning to trust again, to let someone see her vulnerability, and to believe that happiness was still possible, even with the long shadows of her past. For Mercy, it was discovering that love could shatter ideologies, that a human connection could completely reshape her understanding of justice and fairness. Together, they found a delicate balance between passion, trust, and emotional growth. My Days of Mercy tells a story of incredible courage and resilience. It's about a love that was forged in the fires of adversity, strengthened by empathy, and deepened by shared grief and hope. Their kisses and their quiet moments weren't just romantic gestures, they were acts of defiance. They were refusing to be defined by their pain or their politics. Ultimately, this is a story about how love can bloom in the most unlikely of places between two people who the world thought should be enemies. It is about the power of connection and the courage it takes to open your heart when it has been broken. The love between Lucy and Mercy is a quiet triumph. It's not a fairy tale with a perfect ending. It's messy, it's real, and it's built on the courage to stay vulnerable, to choose intimacy, and to choose each other against all odds. Their story stays with you, a bittersweet reminder that true love is about survival and hope just as much as it is about passion. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more content.